what's up guys? So you think you're ready to make the move to Arizona? There are some undeniable truths you need to face first before you're ready to make the move to Arizona. Today we're gonna uncover these hidden realities that might make you think twice before you're ready to make the move. My name is Andrew McGuire and I'm an investment-focused real estate agent focusing on the Phoenix metro area. I've been investing in and helping my clients find great investment properties for cash flow and appreciation in the Phoenix metro area for the last 5 years. Before we get into this video, in the description below, I've posted my ultimate investment guide for Phoenix, which includes the 5 best areas of Phoenix to invest in this year, 2023, as well as 3 non-traditional management strategies that help your investment cash flow currently in 2023. If you're looking to buy a second home or an investment property in the Phoenix metro area, you can download that guide by clicking in the description below. Now let's jump into truth number 11. Our public education system in Arizona ranks 47th out of 50 states, only ahead of Louisiana, New Mexico, and Alaska. Yes, Phoenix as a whole lags behind most of the rest of the country when it comes to public education systems, but there are some bright spots like the East Valley. You have Chandler, Gilbert, Queen Creek. If that worries you and that's a concern about moving to Phoenix, it's something you need to face. There are ways to get around it and there are some viable options like charter schools and academies all over town that have open enrollment. So if public education's a concern of yours, Phoenix might not be the spot for you. Truth number 11. Inflation is rising rapidly, especially in Phoenix. With so many people moving to Phoenix in the last few years after the post-pandemic boom, the cost of goods is scarce for the amount of people moving here. I know the rest of the country has seen inflation, but nowhere has been hit harder than Phoenix as a whole, and you're seeing that across the board from gas to vehicles to home to groceries to utilities, you name it. Prices are on the rise if you're living in the Phoenix metro at a faster pace than most other places in the country. Truth number 9. Now, you probably never heard of this, but we have wrong way drivers. It seems like every single month or even sometimes weekly, somebody gets into an accident or pulled over and pulled off the roads that's going the wrong way on the freeway system. I drive around Phoenix all the time. I don't really know how this happens. I feel like our entrances and exits are pretty clearly marked, but somehow, I don't know if it's the amount of people we have visiting in the Phoenix area, but you hear it every couple weeks or every month. You hear of a drunk driver or somebody else going the wrong way on the freeway system, causing havoc on our roadways. Truth number 8. We have snowbirds. Now, I personally love our snowbirds, as do most, I believe, in the Phoenix area. It's one of the great parts of living in Phoenix. We have a seasonal population swell. We call them snowbirds because they're typically from cold weather states, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, the eastern seaboard, northwest US, but they come down every year from about December until April. You're gonna see restaurants more crowded, events, people everywhere it seems like, and you'll really notice them on our roadways when you get behind that 55 Minnesota license plate when the speed limit's 70 on that road. So that's how you spot your snowbirds. I personally love them. It's one of the great things about living here. But if you don't like a seasonal population swell, Phoenix might not be the spot for you. Truth number 7. Phoenix is a sports town. Yes, maybe we don't have the rabid fan base like you do in your Boston, Detroit, Chicago, a lot of the Midwest and South, but Phoenix has great sports. We got the Diamondbacks in baseball. We got the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, they're struggling a little bit right now, but going out to the west side in Glendale and going to a game for the Cardinals is one of the best sports experiences in my opinion. We also have the Phoenix Suns, which probably take the cake as the most rabid fan base in the Phoenix area. You have great college sports. You have the Arizona State U of A rivalry. You also have events throughout the year such as golf tournaments, all-star games, football bowl games. We are a huge sports town, and a lot of that is out-of-state folks coming here for events we host. So if you don't like sports, you don't want any part of it, Phoenix might not be the ultimate place you want to end up at. Truth number 6 on the list. We have a lot of shopping malls. Like, what do you do in Phoenix when there's not events or things going on? Well, a lot of people here go shopping. It seems like you can't go a couple miles on any of the given highways without running into a mall or what we call fashion squares. You got Chandler Fashion Square, Scottsdale. You got malls on the west side. We have an abundance of shopping, so it's big outdoor and indoor malls all over town with plenty of shopping options aren't your thing, and you like a different feel, more city feel where there's shops everywhere, that's Phoenix for you. We have shopping malls everywhere, so if you don't like them, you may not like living in Phoenix. Number 5 on the list, Traffic is seasonal here. Our roadways infrastructure are absolutely phenomenal in Phoenix. Part of that's the hot weather. We don't have a lot of road construction going on. Pretty much allows you to get anywhere over town in 45 minutes or so, whether you're in the Northwest Valley or East Valley. With as big as Phoenix is, that's pretty impressive. You will get slowed down a little bit about that time from January to April. As I talked about our snowbirds, part of what comes with that is our traffic. Bad traffic starting very early and ending late in those peak season months where we have a lot of tourists in town, a lot of visitors from out of town. Our roadways are great again, but they even get maxed out a little bit with that influx of all the different people from all over the country, all over the world. And yes, we do call summer months in Phoenix April or May because that's when it starts to get warm up. But you will notice that there is a lot of traffic for as good as our roadways are those times of year. Truth number 4, Phoenix is absolutely sprawling. We are the fastest growing county in the country, Maricopa County in Arizona. Now, as a state, Arizona is expected to be 3rd on the list behind Florida and Texas in the next decade. But if you don't like continued development, a lot of people moving to an area, growing population, growing city centers, Phoenix might not be for you. We used to have that smaller feel. Phoenix is now the 4th most populous city in the country, just passing Philadelphia and right behind Houston, Texas. I would not be surprised if we passed Houston quick, and who knows, maybe even Chicago after that. Phoenix is sprawling, booming. It's a good thing if you're a business owner, if you're in a service industry like myself, being in real estate. But that's one of the things about Phoenix. We are no longer a small town. We are a big sprawling city. And that's a truth you just have to face if you're gonna look at moving to Phoenix. Truth number 3, our water supply is in question. Now, is this actually a truth that Phoenix doesn't have adequate water supply, that we might be running out of water? And that's debatable. I've heard people on both sides of the discussion and argument, and I'll probably follow this up with a video. You got some sources saying that development's stopping, the city is putting stops on all kinds of development from commercial to residential. And then you have sources who work with the likes of Salt River Project, who are in charge of our waterways and have been since Phoenix has been developed, that say we're filling up our reservoirs. We've had more rain than we've ever had, and we're actually filling those to the brim. We're actually building another reservoir that's supposed to be done in 2024 to actually fill that from the overflow. So there's both sides of it here. I will make a study and a video on this one day, but if you're worried about water and living in a desert, Phoenix might not be the area for you, because sometimes that is in question with certain sources. Undeniable truth number 2, it is hot here. Phoenix gets well over the 110s, all the way up to 120 sometimes. I can probably count the number of days on one hand that we've hit 120 since I've lived here, and that's about a decade. But I remember 2020 that year, we were above 115 for like 45 days straight or something like that. It gets early in the morning, it gets warm, and it doesn't really stop until later in the day. That's part of living in Phoenix. If you can't handle the heat, then it might not be the spot for you. Number 1 truth on the list, our politics are changing. If you follow the recent election cycles, Phoenix has gone from a reliably conservative state to now what's a purple state, which we don't know which way it will go at any given election, whether it's gonna go conservative or liberal. And you've seen that in the last couple of elections. I believe Joe Biden got Arizona's vote. We also elected a Democratic governor, Katie Hobbs. So Arizona is now in question as being a conservative state. You can't question that it has changed with the influx of people moving here, where our state used to be easily 10 points conservative. We just don't know anymore. We'll see if that changes. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens in 2024. I like personally living in a conservative state. It keeps good landlord laws. It keeps the streets clean and things affordable. And being in real estate, it keeps a lot of people wanting to move to your states. If you look across the country, Arizona, Texas, and Florida seem to be the states that people are migrating to the most. So these are all financial questions, in my opinion, and you can argue about the other things about conservative versus liberal, but as far as being in real estate and economic policies, I know I fall on the conservative. Now that I've gone through the undeniable truths about Arizona, you might be wondering, what are the good sides about living in Phoenix? Luckily, I've made a pros and cons of Phoenix video you can click on right here. If that doesn't deter you and you're still looking to move to Phoenix and need a little help along the way, my contact info, email, phone number is in the description below. Please reach out. Me and my team would be happy to assist you.